Welcome to Volume of a Sphere, Part 1. In previous lessons, you have learned and applied volume formulas for a variety of different solids or three-dimensional figures. In this lesson, you will identify a formula for the volume of a sphere and then use the formula to determine the volume of spheres in mathematical and real-life contexts. Let us first start by getting to know the sphere using a few math terms. Although it's going to be hard to actually demonstrate on this flat surface, a sphere is a set of all points in three dimensions that are the same distance from a given point, called the center of the sphere. Like a circle, a sphere has radii and diameters. A segment drawn from the center of the sphere to a point on the sphere is called the radius of the sphere. So here is our center. Going to any point on the sphere is called the radius. A segment drawn between 2 points on the sphere that passes through the center is the diameter of the sphere. The length of the diameter is twice the length of the radius. So if I go from one point on the sphere through the center to another point on the sphere, that is called the diameter of my sphere, and that diameter is always going to be twice my radius. A great circle is the circumference of the sphere at its widest part. So this dashed line represents the circumference of the circle at its widest point, and it is called the great circle. In the first part of the lesson in the text, you will use a discovery activity. You will get a chance to complete a discovery activity in which you will learn that the volume of a sphere with a diameter that equals the height of a cylinder is 2/3 the volume of that cylinder. So using that information, we can derive at a formula for calculating the volume of a sphere. So let's start with our volume of a cylinder. We know that to find the volume of a cylinder, we're going to find the area of the base, and the base is a circle, so we're going to use pi r squared, and we're going to multiply it by the height. So this is the formula for the volume of a cylinder. Now let's manipulate that formula a little bit so that we can come up with our formula for the volume of a sphere. We first said that we know that the volume of a sphere is 2/3 the volume of a cylinder. So what we're going to do is rewrite this formula, inputting 2/3. Okay, so again, this one is going to be for the volume of our sphere. So since the volume of our sphere, again, is 2/3 the volume of the cylinder, we're going to make sure that we put this 2/3 in there. We also said that the diameter of the sphere is equal to the height of the cylinder. So what we're going to do is replace height, the h, in our formula for the cylinder with 2r, since we know that the diameter is twice the radius. So we have, and instead of h, we're going to use twice the radius, 2r. And following mathematical conventions, we are going to bring the 2 to the front of the term and then simplify the r squared times r as r cubed. So we're going to take this 2 and bring it here. So that's 2 times 2/3 pi r squared, and what we're left with is r once we move the 2. We're then going to simplify and multiply. So we're going to multiply 2 times 2/3, and I get 4/3. And then we're going to simplify r squared times r, and I get r to the 3rd power. So this now is our formula for finding the volume of a sphere. That concludes the first part of the lesson on volume of a sphere. Please be sure to watch the second video where we get a chance to practice applying this formula. Stay tuned.